Yeah, so you can kind of see in the diagram of the bag house drawing that's on the screen here. We can't hold a bag perfectly in a circle, so it's very difficult to be able to take a very accurate tape measurement of our bag. So one thing that will go off, especially if it's a snap band style bag, which is one of the bag styles that we have for a pulse jet bag house, is we'll ask you for with the calipers the diameter of the tube sheet. That's where the bag will snap into the metal plate that divides the clean and the dirty side of the bag house. So you can kind of see that there. Some people call it a different name, like a cookie sheet or where the bag snaps into. We usually call it the tube sheet. We'll need to know that measurement as well. We want to make sure that we get that exact measurement. If it is a little bit too small, our bags will then leak. They won't be able to perform or have a perfect seal. If our bag is slightly too big, it'll actually have like a little crease and won't be able to snap perfectly into that tube sheet again, causing leaks, things like that. The other option that Matt had said is that you can send us a bag as well, and we can make an exact replica. If we're unsure about the tube sheet diameter, like maybe we can't actually get in there because the bag house is running 24/7, or we don't have a dirty bag to send, we can actually send you a sample, a pre-production sample to be able to put the bag in there, make sure it fits well. If it doesn't, adjust it slightly and take it from there. But we want to make sure that that diameter, that bag snaps perfectly into the tube sheet of the bag house.
Awesome. And I think I'll just add there was some questions too about sizing the cages. So when we have a snap band, a pulse jet bag has the top load, they're using snap band bags. Obviously, the cage fit is important. So it's really like a series of things we have to size. So the very first thing is that hole size, right? We get that hole size. For example, our collectors and a lot of other major brands, we use a industry standard 6.25 inch tube sheet hole. So that's our biggest part. And then we have our bag, which has to be a little bit smaller. So that's usually 6 inches or 5 7/8 actual diameter of the bag. And that works out to about a 9.25 flat width. And then from there, now we need the cage, which needs to be smaller than the bag to go inside, right? So the bag diameter or the cage diameter is usually about an eighth to a quarter of an inch smaller than the bag. So a very common combination. This is what our units use. A lot of other brands is 6.25 inch hole, a 5.875 diameter bag, and then a 5.625 diameter cage. And that gives us that nice like eighth inch, quarter inch, what's called pinch, or how much you can pinch off of the cage. So whenever you call us to ask for a bag quote, those are the measurements we're going to need. And sometimes it might seem like we're asking for more and more. That seems unnecessary, but it's because a lot of times there's like what do we call it? We call it size creep, where over time everybody measures it a little bit more sloppily. And slowly people get bigger and bigger bags or different mismatches between the cage and the bag. And how tight that bag is to the cage is really crucial for the snap band, the pulsing. I'm sorry, for the pulsing action. When it pulses, the bag snaps back on the cage. It's really important that distance, that's oversizing of the bag, be right in the range it needs. Otherwise, the cleaning won't work well. So we might ask you to verify the cage diameter. And if we do that, we're going to ask you to measure it in the body of the cage, usually not at the very ends, because some manufacturers make the cages get just a little bit smaller at the bottoms. So that way we can make sure all of those things line up in the right sequence from the smallest, the cage, to the next size up, which is the bag, to the tube sheet hole, to make sure everything is all matched together.